Ladies and gentlemen, we're back with another one. But, you know, I kind of want to go back into like more of what I was saying in my last video. Because I feel like I had to kind of cut that short because my phone, I think, had like 8 minutes on my phone memory left, so I had to like clear it out and shit. But I want to go a little bit deeper though into like a strategy that I kind of use. That, like, if you're like not really certain about something, like booster boxes, for example, and you're like not really wanting to take like a massive position, but you at least like want to get a position, like build up slowly at least. Um, if you, and I'm only saying if you're really bullish on something to do this, or if you're just kind of on the fence, like, well, it's not a good set, but the prices have been going up anyway, and I kind of want to like break this setup. Obsidian Flames. A lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. Some people call it the next greatest investment ever, and I mean, with a set like Obsidian Flames, I didn't know what the fuck to think. I mean, I didn't buy it at $100. I wish I would have seen that coming. It was one of those sets that I watched it hit 160. I could feel the vibe that like every booster box was going to be over $200. And so, but I still really didn't believe in Obsidian Flames, and I didn't know like what the hell to really do about it. But I found some locally, and I just was like, fuck it. I pulled the trigger. Like, I think I got them down to like 140, and I grabbed 2 boxes. And I do this a lot with sets, if you haven't noticed in my collection, of if I'm not 100% sure, but I don't want to get like a massive position, like buying cases. Like my normal strategy is to just buy cases of stuff because that is what sells best. That's what people are going to want and, like long term. But, like if you just don't want to waste a shit ton of money, and like it's already went up some, but you're not sure, but you think it's probably going to double, I say just grab like 2 boxes, you know, because you're not spending a fortune. Like when Obsidian Flames was 150-ish, I paid 300 for 2 boxes. It's now like worth almost five. So it turned out to be a good move to do that. But at the same time, I wasn't like risking my neck and buying like 1,000 boxes or like 100 boxes. So sometimes that can just be a good strategy that if, there is a set you believe in, to just grab 2 boxes of it, or grab 2 to 6 boxes is what I say. I say grab six, to be honest, because you will most likely regret only grabbing two. I know I do in a lot of cases, like with Chilling Rain, I just kind of grabbed what I could find, and only had 2 boxes. Wish I would have grabbed six, but you can see that throughout my collection. I do it a lot. I mean, like 2 boxes of Chilling Rain, 2 boxes of Evolving Skies, 2 boxes of Battle Styles. Where's my Evolving at? Yeah. See, look. See, like I do that with a lot of my collection. It's like if I'm uncertain about a box like Evolving Skies, you just buy 2 boxes anyway. Like I was uncertain about them at 625, but I didn't want to like miss out if they did just go crazy. Well, it turns out they went absolutely parabolic since then. So it really paid off at least having some exposure in it of like, well, if they go down, I only own 2 boxes. If they go up, I only own 2 boxes. Should have bought a case of them, but that's why I say grabbing six is usually the better idea. But it never, like I said, if you don't really want to like waste a shitload of money in Pokemon, because it happens really fast. I mean, I will say this, that if you start collecting, it happens extremely fast that you spend thousands just like it's nothing. I mean, it happens so fast that it's just like, holy fuck, like I have tens of thousands of dollars in boxes that are just around me, just because I can't say no, and I just buy everything. So, I mean, honestly, I buy everything because I've turned down buying so much shit, man, it makes me sick. But still, that I still grab and get a position in some stuff. I mean, or if you're just really uncertain, like Surging Sparks. I wasn't sure if it was getting a reprint. A lot of people said it was. I grabbed 1 box, and I think I paid, I don't even remember. It was like 230 or I think I got it for 230. To where I was like, man, that's still a ridiculous price because I should have bought them at 100. But, I still just have at least 1 box for my collection. I've always liked the look of a Surging box. I mean, at least you get, a little bit of exposure. So if it's a situation like that where you think a reprint's possibly on the way, maybe just grab one box. But if it's something like Chilling Reign, in the Chilling Reign situation, I say grab the fucking case. But to maybe just grab 2 boxes at that 400 price point and just, hey, if they hit 1,000, you're good. If they, drop a little bit, you may lose $100. You're not going to lose much, that's for sure. So that's the route I say to go. Do something like that. Unless there's like a specialty product that comes out, and this was always kind of my strategy, even though I wish I probably would have went all booster boxes. But even on like UPCs, like if there was a UPC that came out, like Prismatic right now, for example, at $220 a UPC or SPC, whatever they call it now, whatever the cool kids call it. But I say like something like that, yeah, maybe grab 10 of them. Because at 220, they'll probably at least be 300 like the Zard UPC. So stuff like that is stuff you can't really go wrong with doing, in my opinion. Maybe go a little wild on a couple, really good products like Prismatic, stuff like that. But, yeah, it's even like Temporal Forces. I mean, I literally grabbed, only 2 boxes of this. Wish I would have grabbed some cases. I could have at my card store. I wish I did. But, you just don't know. But it makes you wonder, like, what, like, how are these boxes this price with SV Era? I mean, it really, like, doesn't it blow your guys' mind? I mean, Obsidian Flames, I really do want to, like, this is the main reason I came across making this video, was to call out how stupid Obsidian Flames is. And I mean, I'm saying that from someone that owns it. Like, there is like a $40, the Charizard's like $40 in this set. Like, it has no fucking value whatsoever to open. People still rip it, I guess. I do like the art of the box, though. That is the only thing I will give the booster box. Is like, I love the art of it, but I feel so stupid owning it. Like, because I'm just like, it just hit 250, yesterday. It went from like 230 to 250. And I honestly just want to sell it so bad. I want to sell both of them and just get out of them at this point. Because I just feel so, like, uncertain about SV Era. I mean, like, I believe in, like, something like Twilight, or maybe Paldea. Not a huge fan of Paldea, though, over Twilight. But, like, some SV sets, Surgeon Sparks, I believe in pretty decent. But it's just, like, sets like this and Stellar Crown. Where's Stellar Crown at? Like, it is just, like, I don't even know why the fuck I bought these. Like, I felt dumb buying these at, like, 150, dude, But I still just got them anyway because the box does look cool, I will say that. Like, it is pretty sick box to own. But, yeah, like, both of these boxes, I would just be these I would just hold off on. Like, I would not be paying the 200s, high 200s for these, at all. I mean, that's just me. I could regret saying this, but I would go with Destined Rivals over something like this. Is if I'm picking an SV Era set, especially a booster box to go with, and you can find Destined for like 200, I think that's a good price point to pick it up. I think 250 is crazy, but if you can find Destined at 200, I don't think that is a bad pickup. But like, that's what I understand. Some people like think Destined's overpriced at 200 even. But they would pay like 230 for Obsidian Flames, which I don't know. Like, even though I know Obsidian Flames isn't being mass printed right now, it's still just it's weird, bro. It's weird. Like, like a lot of these boxes, I just want to sell in the 200s, like Obsidian, like sell like for like 210 and just be done with it. Same with Stellar Crown. I just want to sell it for 2 and just be done with it. You know what I mean? Like, because I really didn't even want these sets to begin with. Like, to be totally honest, and I find myself owning 6 boxes of them, which, I mean, I like to have some exposure into Scarlet and Violet Era. I mean, I don't know why. It just adds to my collection of, like, I guess I do have, like, cool stuff from Sword and Shield Era, and because that's really the only really era I care about that much. And it's like, all right, cool, I do got some Scarlet and Violet stuff. Like, I should get some Destined Rivals booster boxes. If I find them cheap, one of my friends have a plug getting them for 200. So, I mean, I might grab some Destined Rivals if I can find it cheap enough. But other than that, though, I would stick with Twilight, you know, and that's really what I'm trying to turn my SV era portfolio into, is more Twilight related, and to get out of these like goofy boxes that I just bought because they were just dirt cheap, you know. So I don't know. We're in just a weird market, man. Like it is just very wild to me because it's like even battle styles, man. I remember like 6 months ago, no one would buy this for like even 150, you know, and it's like now we're in the 210s, 220s, you know, like it's wild to me, but it's still honestly worth it. Like that's the crazy thing about battle styles, but it's just it's wild that that's where we're at, you know, and like people are really buying it. And some sets I understand the FOMO, you know, like Chilling Reign, Brilliant Stars, even Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike, Lost Origin. I completely understand your FOMO. I really do. I completely get it. I don't think you're gonna find these boxes any cheaper, but when it comes to like these SV era sets, it is really just goofy to me that no one would buy them for $100, but now everyone's just willing to pay double price for them, and they don't even really like the set. You know what I mean? Like they really don't even like the set. Um, like I'm willing to pay that for Twilight Resurgent Sparks because I actually like the set, but like even if Obsidian Flames hits $300, I would not pay $200 for me personally. Even though it leaves that extra money there, I would just be like, no, you know. But yeah, I had some fucking scalper try to sell me fucking Obsidian Flames for 350 on Marketplace today. I'm like, bro, no one's paying that. Like, he's like, how about 275? I'm like, hell no, dude. Like, I bought mine at like 160, brother. I'm not paying that fucking shit. I'll sell you mine. God, but you know, like those are the more definitions of a scalper. Someone that's like just completely out of the negotiation table. You know, if you're willing to negotiate with people and kind of be reasonable, I just consider that like a vendor. You know, not necessarily like just a scalper of just let me charge you the most money for shit even though I know nothing about it. You know, like to me that's a scalper. I don't know. Like I just think there's a difference between like genuine collectors, holders, investors, and scalpers. You know, that it's like you can't just lump everyone into that everyone's a scalper category, because I feel like if you're willing to just be negotiable, you know, that like I don't know, let me break one out. Like Obsidian Flames. If someone comes to me and they're like, man, I really need Obsidian Flames, I really want to have a booster box. You know, it's like, but they're like, I don't want to pay 250 though. I'll give you like 220. It's like, dude, deal. You know what I mean? Like, not even just Obsidian Flames, but even a set. I hate to say it, like even a set that I kind of like Brilliant Stars. You know, like if someone came to me, they're like, hey, you know, I don't want to pay 430 or 450. I'll give you like 420, magical number. Yeah, you're in. You know, you're not getting my Chilling Reign for 420 though. Fuck off. But you know, most shit, as long as you're like pretty fucking reasonable, you know. But someone that buys something like Obsidian Flames, like a newer set, you know, and then they just want max price, and they didn't even hold it for that long. It's just like, man, you know, I'm not over max price. They want 300, 350. You know, that's insane. But yeah, you know, that's just where we're at in the hobbies. You're gonna see goofy people. You're going to see, you know, fucking douchebags that want too much for shit. And you'll find some good deals. And you just kind of got to focus on the good deals. Don't let the douchebags get you all worked up and pissed off. And, you know, just stick to the formula, you know. Like if I find good deals on Chilling Reign, I'm buying. If I see people overcharging, I'm just not. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. So that's kind of how you just got to be kind of level headed, you know. And doing that strategy that I was talking about, you know, like if you don't want to get a massive position and spend tens of thousands of dollars on Pokemon, I understand, but like to at least grab 2 boxes and see what happens, it's not a bad idea. You know, it's really not. And they're just beautiful pieces to own. I mean, I love booster boxes out of everything. I mean, there's just nothing to me that is cooler looking than a booster box. You know, especially for Sword and Shield era. Well, and X and Y and Sun and Moon. I mean, there's just nothing cooler than that to me. Pokemon Center ETBs are up there too, and UPCs are pretty sick, but there's just no better feeling than owning booster boxes. And, you know, it's just, they're really nice to even just have, like, you know, on your mantle or something like that, you know, like a nice display of them, you know, that it's just cool, you know. And I just, even though like I'm kind of bored with the hobby right now, I'm not gonna lie. Like I just look at what I got, and every once in a while I still look online to try to find some deals. But like I'm not really desperate to really just buy anything at this point. It's just like, it is what it is. I'm just holding everything I got and waiting. Just playing the waiting game. But that should pretty much be your strategy too. If you find some good deals, like let's say you find Destin Rollins for 200 somewhere, like 180. It's not a bad position to just grab 2 boxes, sit on it for a little bit. Someone offers you 250, 260, try to sell them. And if not, just hold on for a little bit. Don't be ridiculous and ask like 350 though. you know, but or just hold them until you believe, they hit a price that you want them to. And that's just kind of what you got to do. Be patient. If you are holding stuff right now and are really tempted to cash out for your gains, I would just say be patient, man. Like every day I look at all the gains that all this stuff's gotten, and I'm still just not even remotely tempted to sell. I mean, I really don't give a shit about money that much at all. It's just like I just would rather keep the boxes. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I mean, the price of money is literally just garbage at this point. Hardly anybody even cares about that. It's just more assets that are better. I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. That it's just like, even Evolving Skies, it's just like if you sell it for 2 grand, it's just like, what am I gonna do with 2 grand? Like just go buy more Pokemon. Like go, out to eat a couple times or put some gas in your car and have a good time. Like just no point. There's just no point in really cashing out. You might as well just hold on for the long term and see what happens. And that's just where I'm at. I would love to cash out at 2K because I bought them for nothing, but you know, it's just like, what's the point? I'd rather have the boxes, over the cash. As crazy as that sounds, because I know it's kind of the end goal to cash out, but it's just never been my thing, man. I hate selling. I hate fucking selling, bro. I really do. You regret it every time. So that's where I'm at. Is just kind of buying, not really selling. Unless here or there, but like selling off stuff that I really didn't need, or really want that bad or believe in that bad, and kind of just, keeping the stuff I do believe in. That's about really my main strategy. But that's pretty much everything we have for this one. Just kind of a long rant of like what my game plans are and what you should, kind of do if you just believe in something, but you're not really sure, but in my case, buy Chilling Reign. Like, you just won't regret it. Anyway, that's pretty much all we got for this one there, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we're out.